Good morning, y'all. Get ready with me while I share about my LASIK experience. This is the first time I've worn one of these little headbands, and it's interesting. I realized that I had shared my follow-up and like the day after my LASIK, but I never really talked about exactly like what happened and what the process was like. I had decided to get LASIK not because my vision was really bad, but because I've been wearing contacts since I was in the 8th grade every single day, and my eyes were just starting to hurt every single morning when I put contacts in. I believe my vision was like -1.75 and -1.5. Ooh, my eye is twitching. One day I just got really fed up with the way that my eyes were feeling, and they were also getting like really red every day after putting my contacts in. When I called and made my consult, I did it like a month before the actual day. My eye is twitching like crazy. And they told me if your consult goes well that you can have your LASIK done the same day. And at the time I was like, great. I'm gonna go ahead and do my makeup now because I sit in the sink. This is why I don't do makeup get readies with me. There's no cute way to film this. But when I get a new office, I will. So back to the LASIK appointment. So the night before my consult, I kind of did like a freak out. Jake was asking me what the process was like. Cecily was asking me what the process was like. And I was like, you know what? I don't really know because I haven't had my consult yet. I freaked out. I blow dried the sweat out of my hair and I still feel sweat in my hair. We're back. I decided the night before that I was probably just gonna do my consult and schedule it for January when I knew that like the year would be slower. I went to my consultation that morning. My biggest question was like, how long am I gonna be out of commission for? How long am I not gonna be able to see? How long can I not wear makeup? How long can I not look at a screen? They said one, I was a perfect candidate for not only for LASIK, but they have like a non-invasive version of LASIK called Smile. They said 1 week, no eye makeup, which wasn't terrible. I could still do like foundation and stuff. And the next day I could just go back to normal life, which was amazing. LASIK is where the laser that cuts into your eye kind of sort of creates a flap on your eye that they lift up and then like clean underneath, and that's what makes your vision clear. It's from what I understand. I'm not a doctor. And then they put the flap back down, like that's your LASIK. Smile is where they just make like a little teeny tiny incision, not like a flap. It's kind of like orthoscopic surgery where they like stick something in and then clean it and then pull that out. It's like less of a cut into your eyeball. We went ahead and chose to do that because in the long term, it cuts down on your side effects. One of the most common side effects of LASIK is dry eye, which thankfully with the Smile, I don't really have that. The second option that I chose to do was they can like clog your tear ducts, like the drains. That way when you produce tears, your eyes keep them in longer and your eyes aren't as dry. They do the cleaning before the procedure and then they do the tear drain things after, which is what we did. I then promptly took a Valium that they gave me for my procedure. So once your eyes are numb, you're laying under this thing and the machine comes down and they tell you to be very still, and the doctor's like behind you, like holding your head, making sure that you're gonna be very still. It suctions onto your eye. You basically just see this like green light. All of a sudden it just kind of goes black. And the worst part about it, it's not painful at all. The anxiety of knowing what's happening, but it doesn't hurt. But like the pressure was really uncomfortable. So once those 30 seconds are up, they like count down for you. They put this really cold liquid over your eye and then you can feel like them cleaning your eye. And once they're done cleaning your eye, I think they just kind of like covered it up and moved on to the next one. They rolled me out. They did the tear duct thing real quick. Jake had work that day and was taking care of the kids, so I had Audrey drive me there and drive me home because I obviously couldn't drive myself. And I thought it would be funny to like prank her as I walked out. And Audrey was standing there and she's like, how was it? And I was like, it was terrible. It hurt so bad. And she was like, oh my God, what is going on? And another doctor came out because he was nervous. And I was like, I'm just kidding. Like I was just messing with her. So then I went home, took the longest nap of my life after having some McDonald's, woke up the next day and things were still a little fuzzy. With the Smile, it takes a little bit longer for the vision to fully clarify. We're dropping the kids off at the bus stop, coming back, going to my car outside to grab something, and I could see a stop sign on the street and I could read it fully. And that was like the first time I had ever been able to see that far. I went to my follow-up that day that I had 20/15 vision, which is better than what they were expecting. They said that my eyes were doing great. I had to do a ton of eye drops. I had to do like a re-wetting eye drop every 15 minutes for the last week. I also had a steroid 4 times a day, and this other one that you do first thing in the morning, I don't really know what it does, but you just do it once a day in the morning. That was pretty much it. Today's my 1 week. I can stop all of those except for the re-wetting eye drops. I can see perfectly, and I'm so glad that I went through with it. The recovery was not nearly as bad as Google made me think it was. Would I do it again? 100%. I'm so glad that I did it. Yeah. Now let's go to Trader Joe's and film a yummy salad.